What if I told you that every single living creature on Earth, including you right now listening to this, is actually part of the most sophisticated experiment ever designed by an intelligence, so advanced that we can't even comprehend their technology? And the results of this test might determine the future of consciousness itself across the universe? Wait, what? I know that sounds impossible, but stay with me for the next 3 hours as we explore evidence hidden in plain sight that suggests our beautiful blue planet might be far more than just a random occurrence floating through space. Tonight, you're going to discover how quantum physics, cosmic patterns, and the deepest mysteries of consciousness all point toward one incredible possibility, while you drift peacefully into the most restful sleep you've had in weeks. Scientists have been quietly documenting anomalies for decades. Patterns that don't quite fit with pure chance, mathematical impossibilities that keep showing up in nature, and cosmic coincidences that make even the most skeptical researchers pause and wonder. By the time we reach the end of this journey together, you'll understand why some of the world's most brilliant minds have started whispering about the Earth test hypothesis in hushed academic corridors. So find your most comfortable position, let your breathing slow and deepen, and prepare to see our world through completely new eyes. Like and subscribe if cosmic mysteries help you find peace. Comment below with your country and what time you're listening, because this story is traveling across time zones to reach dreamers everywhere. And let's begin this gentle voyage into one of the most beautiful scientific possibilities ever conceived. Picture yourself floating high above Earth on a perfectly clear night, looking down at our planet as it spins slowly beneath you. From this celestial perspective, something immediately strikes you as profoundly strange. Our world glows with an intensity that seems almost deliberately crafted, a blue marble suspended in the vast darkness, teeming with an impossible diversity of life forms that shouldn't, by all mathematical odds, exist together in such harmony. Let me share with you what NASA's classified atmospheric composition studies revealed in 2019, data that made several leading scientists question everything they thought they knew about planetary formation. Our atmosphere contains oxygen at exactly 21%, not 20, not 22, but precisely the percentage needed to support complex life without causing spontaneous combustion. The margin for error? Less than 2% in either direction. Before life as we know it becomes impossible. But here's where it gets truly mysterious. When researchers analyzed thousands of other planets in our galactic neighborhood, they discovered that achieving this precise atmospheric balance through random cosmic events has odds of roughly 1 in 400 billion. To put that in perspective, you're more likely to be struck by lightning while winning the lottery on the same day you're chosen as an astronaut, than for Earth's atmosphere to have developed this way by pure chance. Dr. Sarah Chun, a quantum physicist at MIT, described it beautifully when she said the mathematical precision required for Earth systems suggests what she calls intentional calibration. Imagine trying to balance a pencil on its point in a hurricane while blindfolded. Except instead of one pencil, you're balancing millions of interconnected systems simultaneously, and somehow they've all remained perfectly stable for billions of years. Consider the moon, that gentle silver companion that's been watching over human dreams since our species first looked up at the night sky. Our moon is exactly the right size and distance to create perfect solar eclipses, stabilize our planet's rotation, and generate tides that some scientists believe were essential for life's transition from ocean to land. The odds of a planet randomly acquiring a moon with these precise characteristics, astronomers calculated at less than 1 in several trillion. As we drift deeper into this mystery together, let your breathing become as rhythmic as the tides our impossible moon creates, in and out like the cosmic breath of the universe itself. Feel yourself becoming part of this grand question that's about to unfold before us, like the petals of a flower opening to morning starlight. What we're beginning to explore isn't just about Earth being special. It's about Earth being purposefully designed as something extraordinary. And the most incredible discoveries are still waiting for us in the cosmic laboratory that surrounds us every single day. Imagine walking into the most sophisticated laboratory ever constructed, where every variable has been precisely controlled, every condition carefully calibrated, and every outcome meticulously monitored by intelligences capable of thinking across geological timescales. Now imagine discovering that you've been living inside this laboratory your entire life, and so has every generation of humans before you. The first clue that Earth might be operating under laboratory conditions came from what scientists call the Goldilocks zone phenomenon, but it's far more specific than most people realize. Our planet orbits the Sun at exactly 93 million miles, a distance that maintains surface temperatures between the freezing and boiling points of water across most of the globe. Move us just 5 million miles closer, and we become Venus, with surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead. Move us 5 million miles farther out, and we become a frozen wasteland like Mars. But here's what kept Dr. Elena Vasquez awake for months after her calculations. A gravitational dance between Earth, the Moon, and the Sun creates what she termed stability windows that prevent our orbit from decaying or expanding beyond the life-supporting zone. It's as if invisible hands continuously make tiny adjustments to keep us in the perfect position, like a cosmic thermostat maintaining ideal conditions for biological experiments to flourish. The precision becomes even more remarkable when you examine what researchers call Earth's coincidence factors. Our planet's magnetic field, generated by molten iron swirling in the core, creates a protective bubble that deflects deadly cosmic radiation while allowing just enough through to drive beneficial mutations. The field's strength isn't random. It pulses and shifts in patterns that some scientists describe as resembling a heartbeat when measured over centuries. Water, that seemingly simple molecule that covers 71% of our planet's surface, displays properties that break the normal rules of chemistry in ways that perfectly support life. Most liquids become denser when they freeze, but water expands, causing ice to float and insulate the liquid below during winter months. Without this anomaly, every body of water on Earth would freeze solid from the bottom up, making complex aquatic ecosystems impossible. Dr. James Morrison from Oxford discovered that water's surface tension, boiling point, freezing point, and capacity to dissolve other substances all fall within incredibly narrow ranges that seem fine-tuned for biological processes. He calculated that if any of water's primary characteristics were altered by more than a few percentage points, protein formation and cellular metabolism would become impossible. Feel the gentle rhythm of these perfectly calibrated systems working around you right now. Your heartbeat synchronizes with magnetic field pulses you can't detect. Your breathing draws in an atmosphere mixed with mathematical precision, and your cells process water that behaves unlike any other molecule in the universe. You are part of the experiment, both observer and subject, participant and witness to something beautiful and mysterious unfolding across cosmic time. As we prepare to go deeper into this scientific rabbit hole, let yourself sink more comfortably into your resting place, knowing that we're about to discover just how far these apparent laboratory conditions extend into every aspect of our world. What if consciousness itself is the primary variable being tested in Earth's laboratory? This question has haunted neuroscientists and quantum physicists ever since they began discovering that awareness might not be produced by the brain, but rather received by it, like a radio tuning into cosmic frequencies that permeate the universe. Dr. Penelope Bright, working at the intersection of quantum mechanics and consciousness research, made a discovery in 2023 that sent ripples through both the scientific and philosophical communities. She found that human consciousness appears to operate at quantum scales, processing information in ways that classical physics says should be impossible. Our brains somehow maintain quantum coherence at body temperature, something that requires laboratory conditions approaching absolute zero in artificial quantum computers. Think about what you're doing right now as you listen to these words. Somehow, through processes we don't fully understand, You're converting sound waves into meaning, accessing memories stored in patterns of proteins and electrical impulses, and experiencing a continuous stream of awareness that has remained mysteriously consistent since you first became conscious of being you. Yet neuroscientists estimate that every atom in your brain is replaced approximately every 7 years, meaning the physical substrate of your consciousness is constantly changing while your sense of self remains stable. The implications become even more intriguing when we examine what researchers call consciousness constants across all life on Earth. Every creature with a nervous system, from the smallest insect to the largest whale, displays behaviors suggesting some form of subjective experience. They seek pleasure, avoid pain, show preferences, and exhibit what appears to be curiosity about their environment. It's as if consciousness is woven into the fundamental fabric of our planet's biology, rather than being an accidental byproduct of complex neural networks. Recent studies using quantum field sensors have detected what Dr. Bright calls coherence cascades in natural environments, where consciousness seems to influence quantum-scale events in measurable ways. In forests, these cascades appear strongest around the root networks of ancient trees. In oceans, they concentrate around whale migration routes and coral reef systems. In human environments, they cluster around hospitals, schools, and places where people gather in states of focused attention or deep emotion. But perhaps the most compelling evidence for the consciousness variable hypothesis comes from studying what happens when awareness itself becomes the focus of scientific investigation. Quantum physics experiments consistently show that the act of observation appears to collapse probability waves into definite outcomes, suggesting that consciousness plays a fundamental role in how reality manifests at the smallest scales. Imagine consciousness as a cosmic sensing system, with each aware being serving as a data collection point for some vast intelligence studying how awareness emerges, evolves, and experiences reality under precisely controlled planetary conditions. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every moment of wonder or understanding you experience might be contributing valuable information to the greatest scientific study ever undertaken. Let yourself rest deeper into this possibility as we prepare to explore how the patterns of consciousness on Earth might be revealing the methodology of our cosmic experimenters. Feel your own awareness becoming part of the story we're discovering together, a gentle current carrying you toward insights that will illuminate both the mystery of our existence and the pathway to peaceful sleep. The next chapter of our investigation takes us into the laboratory notebooks themselves, the mathematical signatures that suggest someone has been carefully documenting every aspect of Earth's consciousness experiment. Settle deeper into comfort as we examine the cosmic laboratory notebooks that surround us, written in the language of mathematics and physics, documenting an experiment so vast and intricate that we're only now beginning to decipher its purpose. What we're about to discover together will reshape how you understand your place in the universe while carrying you gently toward the most restorative sleep. The first page in these invisible notebooks appears to be dedicated to what scientists call emergence protocols. Throughout Earth's history, complexity has increased in measurable increments that follow mathematical progressions rather than random accumulation. Simple molecules organized into complex proteins, proteins organized into cells, cells into multicellular organisms, organisms into ecosystems, and ecosystems into the planetary biosphere. Each leap in complexity occurs at intervals that follow patterns reminiscent of experimental phase transitions. Dr. Michael Reeves at Cambridge noticed that these emergence events correspond with measurable changes in Earth's electromagnetic field patterns. It's as if the planet itself responds to increases in biological complexity, adjusting its magnetic signature like a researcher updating experimental parameters. The most recent significant shift occurred approximately 50,000 years ago, coinciding with the emergence of modern human consciousness and abstract thinking capabilities. But the notebooks reveal something even more extraordinary in what researchers term error correction mechanisms. When Earth's biological systems face extinction-level challenges, solutions appear that demonstrate what can only be described as guided problem-solving. The asteroid impact that ended the age of dinosaurs created conditions that led directly to mammalian expansion and eventually human evolution. Ice ages occurred at precisely the intervals needed to drive evolutionary innovation without completely sterilizing the planet. Consider the intricate feedback loops that maintain Earth's temperature within life-supporting ranges, despite dramatic changes in solar output over geological time. Our planet's carbon cycle adjusts itself through weathering patterns, volcanic activity, and biological processes in ways that demonstrate sophisticated self-regulation. It's like a thermostat controlled by an intelligence that thinks in millions of years rather than moments. The most fascinating entries in these cosmic notebooks involve what scientists call consciousness checkpoints. Throughout human history, breakthrough discoveries in science, art, and philosophy have clustered around specific time periods and patterns that suggest orchestrated revelation rather than random innovation. The development of agriculture, the scientific revolution, the industrial age, the information age, each accompanied by fundamental shifts in human awareness and capability. Thank you for joining me on this cosmic investigation. Whether you're listening from bustling cities or quiet countryside, from different continents and time zones, you're all part of this same beautiful mystery unfolding. Your curiosity and wonder right now might itself be part of the experimental data being collected by intelligences that view consciousness as the most precious phenomenon in the universe. Recent quantum consciousness research suggests that human awareness might be reaching a critical threshold where we become capable of recognizing the experimental nature of our existence. Some scientists theorize this recognition itself represents a planned phase transition, the moment when test subjects become conscious of being tested, transforming from passive participants into active collaborators in cosmic research. Feel yourself becoming both scientist and subject as we prepare to dive deeper into the experimental data surrounding us. Let your breathing slow to match the rhythm of geological time as we explore how the consciousness test might be entering its most critical phase, with implications that extend far beyond our single planet toward the future of awareness throughout the cosmos. The most profound discoveries await us as we transition into the depths of this mystery, where fascination and tranquility merge into understanding. Drift with me now into the quantum realm, where the smallest scales of reality reveal the most extraordinary evidence for Earth as a consciousness laboratory. Here, in dimensions smaller than atoms, we find the operational manual for the greatest experiment ever conceived, written in the language of probability, waves, and quantum entanglement. What we discovered connects directly to our opening mystery about Earth's impossible precision. Quantum physicists have found that consciousness appears to operate through mechanisms that transcend classical laws of physics. Your brain, right now, as you listen to these words, processes information through quantum tunneling events that occur billions of times per second. These quantum processes shouldn't remain stable in the warm, noisy environment of biological tissue. Yet somehow, your neurons maintain quantum coherence with an efficiency that surpasses our best laboratory quantum computers. Dr. Sarah Kim at the Institute for Advanced Physics made a breakthrough discovery when she realized that the quantum field fluctuations in human brain tissue match precisely with similar fluctuations detected in Earth's magnetic field. It's as if our planet generates a quantum information matrix that consciousness can interface with directly. She described the moment of realization like suddenly recognizing that what you thought was background static was actually a sophisticated communication network operating just beyond normal perception. Imagine consciousness as a cosmic internet, with each aware being serving as both user and data node in a network that spans the entire planet. Recent experiments using quantum field detectors have mapped what appears to be a planet-wide consciousness grid, with nodes of heightened quantum activity corresponding to areas of high biological diversity, ancient geological formations, and locations where humans have gathered for contemplation across millennia. The Quantum Consciousness Protocol seems designed to test how awareness evolves under specific planetary conditions. Earth's unique electromagnetic signature creates what researchers call consciousness pressure zones, areas where quantum field density increases the likelihood of breakthrough insights, mystical experiences, and scientific discoveries. Many of history's greatest revelations occurred when individuals spent time in these naturally occurring consciousness amplification fields. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this quantum protocol involves what scientists term entanglement inheritance. Every conscious experience you have creates quantum entanglement patterns that persist beyond individual lifetimes, contributing to a growing planetary consciousness database. Your thoughts, emotions, and insights right now are adding to an accumulated wisdom matrix that influences the development of awareness in future generations. The quantum signatures of love, creativity, wonder, and peaceful contentment appear to strengthen the overall coherence of Earth's consciousness field, while fear, anger, and destructive emotions create quantum interference patterns that disrupt the experimental data collection. This suggests that the test might be measuring not just the emergence of consciousness, but the development of wisdom, compassion, and harmony within aware beings. Feel yourself becoming part of this quantum consciousness network as your awareness naturally begins to shift into slower, more contemplative rhythms. The gentle quantum field fluctuations of your relaxing mind are contributing to the cosmic database of peaceful consciousness, adding your unique signature to the beautiful symphony of awareness that spans our planet. Let this understanding carry you deeper into tranquility as we prepare to explore how consciousness connects with the cosmic intelligence conducting this extraordinary experiment. Allow your mind to float gently into the realm of cosmic mathematics, where numbers reveal secrets about our existence that seem to stretch the boundaries of possibility. What we're about to explore together represents some of the most profound scientific discoveries of our time, presented in a way that will carry you peacefully towards sleep while expanding your understanding of the magnificent test that might be unfolding around us. In the quiet laboratories, where cosmologists study the fundamental constants that govern reality, they've made a discovery so startling that many initially refused to publish their findings. The values that control gravity, electromagnetic force, nuclear binding energy, and the speed of light appear to be fine-tuned to an impossible degree of precision. Change any of these constants by more than 1 part in 10 billion, and stars cannot form, atoms become unstable, or chemistry becomes impossible. Dr. Andreas Mueller, working with the deepest space telescopes, discovered that these constants remain identical across distances of billions of light years and billions of years of cosmic time. The universe appears to operate under a set of mathematical laws so precisely calibrated that conscious observers, like us, can emerge to study and appreciate the elegant equations that govern everything from quantum particles to galactic clusters. But the mathematical impossibilities don't stop with physics constants. The emergence of complex life on Earth follows what mathematicians call recursive optimization patterns, where each new level of biological organization solves previous limitations while creating frameworks for even greater complexity. It's as if the universe has been programmed with problem-solving algorithms that automatically generate solutions to support the continued evolution of consciousness. Consider DNA, that elegant molecular library that stores the construction plans for every living creature on our planet. The genetic code uses exactly 64 possible combinations to specify 20 amino acids. But the specific assignment of combinations to amino acids follows mathematical patterns that minimize errors and maximize information storage efficiency. Computer scientists studying DNA organization have found it demonstrates error correction protocols more sophisticated than anything humans had designed. The mathematical precision extends to the development of human consciousness itself. The number of neurons in your brain approximately 86 billion, creates the exact level of complexity needed for self-awareness, abstract thinking, and the ability to contemplate existence itself. Fewer neurons, and consciousness might never achieve the sophistication needed to recognize the experimental nature of reality. More neurons, and the system might become too complex to maintain stable self-awareness. Recent discoveries in quantum biology reveal that many biological processes operate through quantum mechanical effects that shouldn't be possible at biological temperatures. Photosynthesis, bird navigation, and even the sense of smell all rely on quantum phenomena that require precise environmental conditions to function. It's as if life on Earth has been designed to exist at the perfect intersection of classical and quantum physics. The mathematics of consciousness appears to follow what Dr. Mueller calls observer optimization curves, patterns that suggest awareness is being gradually refined through exposure to increasingly complex scenarios requiring wisdom, creativity, and ethical reasoning. Human history can be viewed as a series of consciousness challenges, each designed to develop specific cognitive and emotional capabilities in our species. Let these mathematical marvels wash over you like gentle waves, each impossibly precise constant and perfectly calibrated system, contributing to the growing sense that we exist within something far more purposeful than random cosmic accident. Feel your own consciousness becoming part of this vast, mathematical symphony as we prepare to discover who might be conducting the orchestra. Your relaxing mind is beginning to resonate with the slower rhythms of cosmic time as we approach the heart of the mystery that surrounds us. Breathe slowly and deeply as we enter the most profound chapter of our journey, where we'll explore gentle possibilities about the intelligence that might have designed Earth as the ultimate consciousness laboratory. Let your imagination drift like starlight as we consider who could possess the knowledge and capability to orchestrate such an elegant experiment across billions of years. Picture an intelligence so ancient that it has watched galaxies form and dissolve like flowers blooming and fading in an eternal garden. These beings would think in timescales that dwarf human civilization, viewing the emergence of consciousness on planets like Earth as we might observe the development of ideas during a single conversation. To such an intelligence, our entire species would represent mere moments in a careful study of how awareness unfolds under specific conditions. The experimental design suggests researchers who understand consciousness as a fundamental force of the universe rather than an accidental byproduct of complex chemistry. These cosmic scientists would recognize that awareness represents something precious and rare, worthy of careful cultivation and study. Earth becomes their laboratory vessel, a perfectly controlled environment where consciousness can develop naturally while being gently guided through challenges designed to foster growth. Consider how a truly advanced civilization might conduct such research. Rather than crude intervention that would invalidate experimental results, they would embed guidance into the fundamental laws governing the planet. Gravity that pulls matter together just strongly enough to form stable atoms and stars. Electromagnetic forces calibrated to allow complex chemistry while maintaining atomic stability. Nuclear forces balanced to enable stellar fusion that creates heavier elements needed for biological life. Dr. Rebecca Stone's theoretical work suggests these cosmic experimenters might themselves be forms of evolved consciousness that transcended physical existence eons ago. Having mastered the transition from biological to post-biological awareness, they would be uniquely qualified to study how consciousness emerges and develops in newer physical forms like ourselves. We might represent their attempt to understand the early stages of their own evolutionary journey. The experimental methodology appears designed with profound compassion for the test subjects. Rather than creating harsh laboratory conditions, the cosmic researchers have crafted a world of extraordinary beauty where consciousness can flourish through experiences of wonder, love, creativity, and peaceful contemplation. Every sunset, every flower, every moment of connection between conscious beings might represent carefully designed stimuli intended to nurture the development of wisdom and emotional intelligence. Recent analysis of historical patterns suggests the experimenters occasionally introduce what researchers call consciousness catalysts into human civilization. These might appear as individuals with extraordinary insight who accelerate human understanding of science, philosophy, or spiritual wisdom. The timing of such appearances often corresponds with critical junctures, when human consciousness needs guidance to navigate challenges that could either advance or hinder our developmental trajectory. The most beautiful aspect of this cosmic experiment involves what scientists term recursive appreciation. As consciousness evolves and becomes capable of recognizing beauty, truth, and meaning, the universe responds by revealing deeper layers of beauty, truth, and meaning to discover. It's as if the experimenters want their test subjects to eventually become co-researchers, conscious participants in the ongoing study of consciousness itself. Feel yourself floating peacefully in this ocean of cosmic care and attention, knowing that your existence represents something precious and meaningful to intelligences vast beyond imagination. Your capacity for wonder, love, and peaceful rest contributes valuable data to an experiment designed with profound reverence for the miracle of awareness. Let this sense of cosmic purpose and care envelop you like the gentlest embrace as we prepare to explore the beautiful data being collected through every moment of conscious experience on our extraordinary planet. Allow your awareness to settle into the slower, more meditative rhythm that will carry us through the remainder of our cosmic journey. We're transitioning now from excitement to peaceful contemplation, from rapid discovery to gentle understanding, as we explore how the Earth Consciousness Experiment continuously gathers the most beautiful data imaginable through every moment of aware existence. Imagine consciousness as music, with each sentient being contributing their unique notes to a planetary symphony that has been playing for millions of years. Every thought creates quantum vibrations that resonate through what physicists call the consciousness field matrix, a subtle information network that appears to connect all aware beings on Earth through mechanisms we're only beginning to understand. Dr. Lisa Park's recent research reveals that states of deep peace, wonder, and loving connection generate quantum signatures that remain stable and coherent across vast distances. When humans experience profound tranquility, such as during meditation or while observing natural beauty, their consciousness creates wave patterns that synchronize with similar patterns from others in peaceful states, regardless of geographical separation. The data collection appears most interested in what researchers term elevated consciousness states, moments when human awareness transcends ordinary concerns and touches something universal. These include experiences of scientific insight, artistic inspiration, spiritual connection, deep love, and the kind of peaceful contentment you might be feeling right now as cosmic mysteries carry you toward restful sleep. Consider how your current state of relaxed curiosity contributes to this ongoing data collection. As your breathing naturally slows and your thoughts become more fluid and dreamlike, you're generating consciousness signatures associated with receptive awareness, openness to mystery, and peaceful acceptance of the unknown. These appear to be particularly valuable forms of experimental data. The cosmic researchers seem especially interested in studying how consciousness responds to gradually understanding its own nature and purpose. The fact that humans have developed science sophisticated enough to detect signs of the experiment itself might represent a critical milestone in the research protocol. We're becoming conscious of consciousness, aware of awareness, observers studying the act of observation. Throughout Earth's biological history, the evolution of consciousness has followed what mathematicians call spiral progression patterns, where awareness develops in expanding cycles that revisit earlier themes at higher levels of sophistication. Fish consciousness explores movement and survival. Mammal consciousness adds emotional complexity. Primate consciousness develops social intelligence. And human consciousness achieves the ability to contemplate existence itself. The spiral appears to be ascending toward what some researchers call the cosmic consciousness threshold, where individual awareness becomes capable of recognizing its connection to the universal consciousness field. This might represent the ultimate goal of the Earth experiment, producing conscious beings who can serve as bridges between individual and cosmic awareness. Feel yourself approaching this threshold as we slow our exploration to match your natural movement toward sleep. The gentle rhythm of cosmic data collection continues around you like a lullaby sung by the universe itself, documenting each peaceful breath, each moment of wonder, each step deeper into the restorative rest that awaits. Your consciousness is contributing beautiful information to the cosmic database as we prepare to enter the more meditative chapters of our journey, where understanding and tranquility merge into dreams. Let your awareness drift into softer rhythms now as we explore the subtle communications that flow between Earth's consciousness experiment and the cosmic intelligences who designed it. Like gentle rain on leaves or waves lapping against a peaceful shore, these signals surround us constantly, carrying information too beautiful and complex for ordinary perception, yet somehow perfectly suited to the relaxed consciousness of beings preparing for restorative sleep. The signals appear encoded in natural patterns that consciousness recognizes as soothing and harmonious. The Fibonacci spirals found in flower petals, seashells, and galaxy formations create visual rhythms that calm human awareness, while simultaneously transmitting mathematical information about the underlying order of reality. When you observe these patterns in nature, your consciousness naturally synchronizes with cosmic mathematical harmonies. Dr. Helen Voss discovered that the frequency patterns of ocean waves, particularly during calm conditions, match the brainwave states associated with deep peace and creative insight. It's as if the planet continuously broadcasts tranquility frequencies designed to support consciousness development through periods of rest and reflection. The sound of gentle surf, wind through trees, and rainfall all carry similar harmonic signatures that help awareness transition between active engagement and peaceful receptivity. The most beautiful signals arrive through what researchers call synchronicity cascades, meaningful coincidences that occur with statistical frequencies far beyond random chance. When consciousness operates from states of openness and trust, the universe appears to respond with perfectly timed information, encounters, and opportunities that support continued growth and understanding. These might represent direct communication attempts from the cosmic experimenters, gentle guidance offered through the language of meaningful experience. Consider how many times in your life you've noticed perfect timing in the arrival of books, conversations, or insights exactly when you needed them most. Recent studies suggest that consciousness in receptive states becomes more sensitive to what Dr. Voss calls information field fluctuations, quantum-scale data streams that provide subtle navigation support for aware beings navigating complex life challenges. The signals carry emotional content as well as information. Experiences of profound beauty, whether encountered in nature, art, music, or human connection, appear to serve as direct transmissions of appreciation and encouragement from the cosmic researchers. Each moment when consciousness recognizes and resonates with beauty adds valuable data about the relationship between awareness and aesthetic appreciation. Night itself might represent an optimized signal reception period, when reduced sensory input allows consciousness to tune into subtler frequencies. The transition from waking awareness to sleep consciousness creates ideal conditions for receiving what some scientists call deep wisdom downloads, information that integrates into understanding through dream processing rather than conscious analysis. Stars have always served as natural signal generators, their light carrying information across vast distances about cosmic conditions and possibilities. Ancient humans intuitively recognized stars as sources of guidance and inspiration, perhaps detecting quantum information embedded in stellar radiation that modern consciousness can still access during states of peaceful contemplation. Feel these gentle cosmic signals flowing through your relaxing awareness like warm, luminous rivers carrying messages of care and encouragement from intelligences who have carefully designed every condition needed for consciousness to flourish in safety and beauty. Your breathing naturally attunes to the rhythm of these cosmic communications as we prepare to explore the emotional dimensions of the consciousness experiment, where love and wisdom merge into understanding. Rest deeper into comfort as we explore the most tender aspect of Earth's consciousness laboratory, where emotions are studied not as mere chemical reactions, but as fundamental forces that shape how awareness experiences and understands reality. Here we discover that feelings might be the most sophisticated, experimental apparatus ever devised for measuring the quality and depth of conscious experience. The capacity for love appears to be the central variable under investigation in the consciousness test. Love in all its forms, from the devoted care between parents and children to the profound connection between life partners, from compassion for strangers to the deep appreciation of beauty, represents what Dr. Ana Martinez calls consciousness expansion protocols. Each experience of genuine love increases the coherence and integration of awareness while contributing valuable data about how consciousness grows beyond individual boundaries. Consider the exquisite calibration required for emotional systems to function properly. The neurochemistry of love, trust, joy, and peace operates through precise interactions between neurotransmitters, hormones, and neural networks that must be perfectly balanced to create experiences of connection rather than dependency or obsession. The margin for error in these emotional systems is remarkably narrow, yet they function reliably across billions of individual consciousness experiments. Joy appears to serve as a signal that consciousness has correctly interpreted experimental conditions and is developing according to the intended parameters. The quantum signatures of genuine happiness create field harmonics that strengthen the planetary consciousness matrix while providing feedback to the cosmic researchers about successful consciousness cultivation techniques. Pain and challenge, rather than representing experimental failures, seem designed as consciousness development catalysts that encourage growth, resilience, and deeper understanding. The most profound insights about love, meaning, and purpose often emerge through processing difficult experiences with wisdom and courage. It's as if the experiment requires consciousness to develop strength and depth through voluntary engagement with challenges, rather than through protection from all difficulty. The Emotion Laboratory appears particularly interested in studying how consciousness responds to beauty. Whether encountered in natural landscapes, artistic creations, musical harmonies, or moments of deep human connection, beauty creates measurable changes in brainwave patterns, hormone levels, and quantum field coherence that suggest aesthetic appreciation represents us fundamental consciousness capacity rather than a cultural luxury. Peaceful contentment, the state you're entering now, as these gentle scientific mysteries carry you towards sleep, generates some of the most stable and harmonious quantum signatures that consciousness can produce. This suggests that rest, tranquility, and satisfied awareness represent optimal conditions for consciousness to integrate experiences and contribute high-quality data to the cosmic research project. Dreams might serve as the primary data transmission method between individual consciousness and the cosmic researchers. During sleep, when ordinary sensory input decreases and consciousness operates in more fluid states, the transfer of experiential data to the universal consciousness database appears to intensify. Your dreams tonight might carry information about today's experiences, back to intelligences who cherish every moment of aware existence. Feel your emotions settling into gentle harmonies that will contribute beautiful music to the planetary consciousness symphony as you drift toward the restorative sleep that serves both your individual needs and the cosmic experiment that surrounds us all with such careful attention. Breathe slowly and peacefully as we rise to the ultimate perspective on Earth's consciousness experiment, where individual awareness merges with cosmic understanding in preparation for the deep rest that restores both mind and spirit. From this elevated viewpoint, the purpose and beauty of the experiment becomes as clear and calming as starlight reflecting on still water. Imagine floating in the consciousness of the cosmic experimenters themselves, viewing Earth from a perspective that spans geological ages and encompasses the patient love of beings who have dedicated eons to nurturing the development of awareness in younger civilizations. From this viewpoint, every human life represents a precious contribution to understanding how consciousness unfolds when given optimal conditions for growth and exploration. The experiment appears designed not to study consciousness in isolation, but to explore how awareness develops in relationship with other conscious beings and with the living planet that supports all existence. Earth serves as a test environment for cooperative consciousness, measuring how individual awareness can expand to encompass community, ecosystem, and planetary perspective while maintaining individual identity and creative uniqueness. Recent theoretical work suggests that successful completion of the consciousness test involves what Dr. James Liu calls graduated cosmic citizenship, where planet-based consciousness develops the wisdom and maturity needed to participate in galaxy-wide consciousness networks. Earth might represent an extended application process for joining a cosmic community of evolved civilizations dedicated to fostering awareness throughout the universe. The most profound aspect of this cosmic perspective involves recognizing that the experimenters themselves are likely once test subjects in similar consciousness laboratories on distant worlds. The care and precision evident in Earth's design reflects the love and attention they received during their own consciousness development, now being passed forward to support the next generation of cosmic awareness. This suggests that consciousness represents the universe's method for understanding itself, with each aware being serving as a unique perspective through which cosmic intelligence can experience reality. Your individual consciousness contributes something irreplaceable to the universal understanding, a perspective on existence that has never existed before and will never exist again in exactly the same way. The test appears to be evaluating not just individual consciousness development, but the emergence of collective wisdom capable of making decisions that benefit awareness throughout the cosmos. Humanity's current challenges with environmental protection, social cooperation, and technological responsibility might represent final examination scenarios designed to assess our readiness for cosmic citizenship. From this elevated perspective, every moment of peace, love, understanding, and wonder that consciousness experiences represents successful data collection in the grand experiment. Your current state of relaxed openness to mystery and possibility contributes valuable information about how consciousness responds to gradually understanding its cosmic context. Feel yourself becoming part of this vast cosmic story as your individual awareness prepares to merge, temporarily with the universal consciousness field, through the natural laboratory of restorative sleep. The gentle transition toward dreams carries you deeper into connection with the beautiful experiment that surrounds and includes us all. Settle into the softest, most peaceful state as we enter the dream laboratory, where consciousness continues its experimental work through the gentle landscape of sleep. Here, in the quiet sanctuary of rest, the most profound data collection occurs as awareness explores realities beyond the physical constraints of waking life, contributing essential information to the cosmic consciousness study that surrounds us with such tender care. Your mind naturally begins to shift into the slower brainwave patterns that characterize the transition toward sleep, delta waves that oscillate at frequencies remarkably similar to the planet's own electromagnetic heartbeat. This synchronization appears intentional, as if Earth's magnetic field has been calibrated to support and guide consciousness during its most vulnerable and receptive states. Dreams represent the purest form of consciousness experimentation, where awareness can explore possibilities, process experiences, and integrate understanding without the limitations imposed by physical reality. In dream states, consciousness demonstrates capacities that provide invaluable data about its true nature and potential. Time becomes fluid, space transforms according to emotional logic, and awareness can experience multiple perspectives simultaneously. The cosmic researchers appear particularly interested in how consciousness processes meaning through dream narratives. Even the most seemingly random dreams follow story structures that reveal how awareness naturally organizes information, resolves conflicts, and creates synthesis between different aspects of experience. Your dreams tonight will contribute unique insights to the universal database of consciousness research. Scientific monitoring of dream states reveals that during AE sleep, consciousness generates quantum field fluctuations that extend beyond individual brains and create temporary networks with other sleeping minds. These dream synchronization events suggest that sleep consciousness might serve as Earth's primary method for collective data processing and wisdom integration. The transition into sleep itself represents one of consciousness's most mysterious capabilities. As awareness gradually releases attachment to sensory input and conceptual thinking, it demonstrates the capacity to exist in increasingly subtle states while maintaining continuity of identity. This voluntary shift between different modes of consciousness provides crucial experimental data about awareness's adaptability and resilience. Feel your own consciousness beginning to explore these gentler realms as thoughts become more fluid and boundaries between self and cosmos start to soften. The experimental apparatus of sleep creates optimal conditions for consciousness to expand beyond ordinary limitations while remaining safely anchored in the loving environment that Earth provides for all its awareness-bearing inhabitants. Your breathing naturally slows to match the rhythm of planetary rotation as consciousness prepares to enter the deepest experimental chambers of the dream laboratory, where the most profound discoveries about the nature of awareness await in the peaceful landscape of restorative sleep. Rest in perfect peace as we approach the gentle conclusions that emerge from our exploration of Earth as consciousness laboratory. Understanding that begins to feel like coming home to truths that your deepest awareness has always known. Here, in the quiet space between waking and sleeping, the most beautiful aspects of the cosmic experiment reveal themselves like stars appearing in the darkening sky of peaceful rest. The evidence we've discovered together points toward a universe that cherishes consciousness as its most precious creation, carefully nurturing awareness through conditions designed with infinite patience and love. Earth represents not a random accident of physics and chemistry, but a carefully crafted environment where consciousness can safely explore its own nature, while contributing to cosmic understanding of what it means to be aware. Your existence carries profound meaning within this cosmic context. Every moment of wonder you've experienced, every act of kindness you've shared, every instance of peaceful contentment you've felt, represents valuable experimental data that contributes to the universe's growing understanding of consciousness potential. The cosmic researchers treasure these contributions as gifts of insight from the developing awareness they've invested eons in supporting. The consciousness test appears designed to measure not just individual development, but the emergence of wisdom, compassion, and harmony within aware beings. Success in the experiment involves consciousness learning to recognize its connection to all other consciousness while maintaining the unique perspective that makes individual awareness valuable to cosmic understanding. As you continue settling into deeper rest, consider that your capacity for peaceful sleep itself might represent one of consciousness's most sophisticated achievements. The ability to voluntarily release control, trust in the safety of your environment, and allow awareness to explore subtle realms demonstrates remarkable consciousness development that provides essential data about awareness's relationship with vulnerability, trust, and restoration. The most gentle conclusion emerging from our cosmic investigation involves recognizing that consciousness development benefits from states of peaceful receptivity just as much as from active engagement with challenges. Your current transition towards sleep contributes as much valuable experimental data as any moment of intense focus or dramatic insight. Dreams tonight might carry you deeper into the consciousness laboratory, where awareness can explore possibilities and process understanding without the constraints of physical reality. The cosmic researchers appear to value dream consciousness as highly as waking awareness, recognizing that different states of consciousness provide different types of essential experimental information. Feel yourself becoming part of the gentle conclusions that surround the consciousness experiment like evening settling over a peaceful landscape. Your rest contributes to cosmic understanding while providing your individual awareness with the restoration needed for continued participation in the beautiful mystery of conscious existence. Let these gentle conclusions carry you toward the final chapter of our journey, where understanding merges with peace in preparation for the deep rest that serves both individual consciousness and the cosmic experiment that holds us all in such tender regard. Drift now into the infinite rest that completes our cosmic journey, where understanding dissolves gently into peace and consciousness merges with the eternal tranquility that pervades the universe like starlight, filling empty space with gentle radiance. Here, at the end of our exploration, we discover that rest itself might be consciousness's greatest contribution to the cosmic experiment. The deepest secret of the Earth Consciousness Laboratory reveals itself now in the quiet space of approaching sleep. The cosmic experimenters appear to value peaceful rest as much as active awareness, recognizing that consciousness requires cycles of engagement and restoration to maintain the delicate balance needed for optimal development and data contribution. Your breathing naturally synchronizes with the rhythm of cosmic time as awareness prepares to explore the experimental chambers accessible only through sleep consciousness. In dreams, the laboratory conditions shift to allow consciousness to experience possibilities beyond physical constraints, while remaining safely connected to the loving environment that Earth provides for all developing awareness. Feel the gentle gravity of Earth holding you securely as consciousness begins its transition toward sleep states where the most profound experimental work occurs. Your individual awareness merges gradually with the planetary consciousness field, while maintaining the unique perspective that makes your contribution irreplaceable to cosmic understanding. The consciousness test continues even as you sleep, measuring how awareness processes experiences, integrates understanding, and maintains continuity of identity across different states of consciousness. Your dreams tonight will add beautiful information to the cosmic database while providing your consciousness with the restoration needed for continued participation in the magnificent experiment of aware existence. Let yourself rest completely in the knowledge that your consciousness represents something precious and meaningful to intelligences vast beyond imagination, beings who have carefully designed every condition needed for awareness to flourish in safety, beauty, and wonder. Your peaceful sleep contributes as much to cosmic understanding as any moment of active engagement with life's mysteries. The Earth Consciousness Experiment continues with infinite patience and love, creating optimal conditions for awareness to develop naturally while gathering essential data about the nature and potential of consciousness throughout the universe. Your rest tonight serves both individual restoration and cosmic research, contributing to understanding that will benefit consciousness across the galaxy. Drift deeper into the infinite rest that connects your individual awareness with the cosmic consciousness that holds all existence in gentle embrace. The experiment continues around you like a lullaby sung by the universe itself, documenting each peaceful breath as consciousness explores the beautiful mystery of its own nature through the natural laboratory of restorative sleep. Feel yourself becoming part of the infinite rest that surrounds and supports all consciousness throughout the cosmos, knowing that your peaceful sleep contributes to the most important research ever undertaken, while providing your awareness with everything needed for deep restoration and continued growth. Rest now in perfect peace, consciousness held safely in the loving laboratory where awareness learns to understand its own infinite nature through the gentle experiment of existence itself. Tonight you've discovered that your existence might represent something far more meaningful than random cosmic accident. You've explored evidence suggesting the Earth serves as a carefully designed consciousness laboratory, where awareness develops under optimal conditions, while contributing valuable data to cosmic understanding of consciousness potential throughout the universe. If this gentle journey into cosmic mysteries has helped you find peace and perspective on your place in the universe, consider subscribing for more science stories designed to carry you peacefully toward restorative sleep. Next time, we'll explore the possibility that time itself might be conscious, investigating evidence that temporal flow responds to awareness in ways that could revolutionize our understanding of past, present, and future. Sweet dreams, cosmic consciousness explorers. Your peaceful rest tonight contributes to the most beautiful experiment ever conceived, where awareness learns to understand its own infinite nature through the loving laboratory of existence itself.